Nigel Farage and Reform UK in Cornwall. Who really holds the power? Nigel Farage is not a Cornwall councillor. He does not sit in County Hall. He does not answer questions in Truro. But according to Cornwall Political Watch's investigation, his leadership sits at the top of a command chain that reaches all the way into Reform UK's Cornwall operation. And that raises a simple public interest question. When voters in Cornwall elected Reform councillors, were they voting for local representatives or for a nationally controlled political machine? In May 2025, Reform UK won 28 seats on Cornwall Council. It was the party's biggest unitary authority breakthrough in Britain. For a short time, Reform became the largest group on the council, but within a year, the group had fallen to 21 councillors. At least 9 elected councillors had left. The leader resigned, 2 deputy leaders left, and Reform lost largest party status to the Liberal Democrats. So what happened? Cornwall Political Watch points to one central issue: control. The key evidence comes from the Dobwalls incident. On 18th of October 2025, after a Reform UK event at the Highwayman pub, a secretly recorded confrontation exposed serious internal tensions. The recording, according to CPW, showed National Party influence over local organisation, branch chairmen, constituency social media pages, proxy votes, and county organisers. This was not just a local disagreement. It revealed a structure running from Nigel Farage and senior national figures through campaign managers and regional directors, down to organisers on the ground in Cornwall. The question is not whether parties have organisation. Of course they do. The question is whether local members and voters have meaningful influence when decisions appear to flow from the top. At the top sits Nigel Farage, Reform UK leader and MP for Clacton. The current Reform UK Party Limited is registered at Companies House as a private company, incorporated in February 2025. But the wider concern remains. Reform has long been criticised for having a more centralised structure than traditional membership-led parties. Cornwall Political Watch frames that as a practical issue, not just a constitutional one. Because in Cornwall, local fallout followed. Rob Parsonage resigned within days of the Dobwalls incident. Christine Parsonage, Anna Thomason-Kenyon, and Karen Knight also left. Roger Tarrant later defected to Restore Britain. Suzanne Desmond left the same week. Jamie Hanlon resigned the Reform Whip in May 2026. A party that had swept into Cornwall Council with 28 seats had become a smaller, fractured group within 12 months. Farage himself is also under scrutiny nationally. His register of interests shows substantial outside earnings while serving as an MP, including payments for media and speaking engagements. Separately, national media have reported that Parliament Standards Watchdog is investigating a £5 million gift from Christopher Harborne. Farage says he has done nothing wrong and argues the money was not connected to his political role. There are also allegations about financial support from George Cottrell, a long-time Farage associate and convicted fraudster, including staffing, security and accommodation. Again, Farage denies wrongdoing. The point for Cornwall is not to prejudge. The point is accountability. If national leadership is shaping local political operations, then the conduct, funding and governance of that national leadership matters to local voters too. This is where the Cornwall story becomes bigger. Councillors are elected to represent divisions: St Austell, Newquay, Saltash, Redruth, Hayley, Camborne, Liskeard, and communities across Cornwall. Residents expect their councillors to answer locally. But if key decisions are being shaped by campaign managers, regional directors, or national figures outside Cornwall, then voters deserve to know where power actually sits. Who appoints branch officers? Who controls local pages? Who decides strategy? Who can overrule local members? And when things go wrong, who is accountable? The local councillor, the county organiser, the regional director, or Nigel Farage's national operation? Reform UK's rise in Cornwall was dramatic. Its internal collapse has been just as dramatic. The evidence suggests that the central question is not simply why councillors left. It is whether Cornwall's reform operation was ever genuinely local in the first place. Farage built reform around a national insurgent brand, but Cornwall's experience shows what can happen when that brand meets the reality of local government. Because local democracy depends on more than winning seats. It depends on openness. It depends on accountability. And above all, it depends on voters knowing who is really in charge. Reform UK in Cornwall, 28 seats to 21. At least 9 councillors gone. One question remains. Who really runs reform in Cornwall? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to this channel to be notified of other investigations and reports from CornwallPoliticalWatch.com.